call this meeting to order, please. If you please stand, Miss Addie, please come join me, and Coach Cannon would lead us in prayer.
All right, let's pray. Father, thank you for tonight, God. We love you. We ask, Father, that you would join us this evening as we are about the kid business here and the business of the school system, God. But we want to be about your business. Help lead us in that direction, Father, as we go through the items tonight. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Miss Addie's going to lead us into prayer tonight. I'm sorry, the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Miss Addie. Now we'll turn to Dr. Morgan for the superintendent's update.
Yes, ma'am. You know I've got some good news to share when we are busting out the seams like this in the boardroom. Can I say that I believe WPS and ABS are in the house tonight, along with some representatives from our Brantley County High School band. So we've got some great news to share tonight, and we're going to begin by giving you a band update. I want to say that several years ago, I think we were absolutely blessed in Brantley County to be able to hire what I call a dynamic duo, just two young men straight out of the UGA Redcoats, grew up in the band down the road from us in Ware County, but we really were able to snatch up a win for sure, and the last several years have just been nothing short of amazing in our band program. And anyway, just to give you an idea, in 2020, we had about 56 band students in 6th through 12th. If I mess anything up, Mr. Noah, when you get up here, you can correct me and add to it, okay? Now, we have about 60 kids in our high school band, but around 200 in 6th through 8th grade. One of the things that Mr. Jackson was sharing with me is that they're kind of known as we are that band, because other schools and directors across the state are taking note and wondering how a little country band can have such great, powerful sound. And if you've been to the football games or been to the performances where they're competing, you know what I'm talking about when you say that sound. They are definitely bringing back some pride to our Brantley County band program that we are extremely excited about. Now, in addition to football marching band season, they always simultaneously have their competition season going on. So you can imagine what a busy season this is for them, the fall, which of course that hard work starts during the summer. But anyway, they've been to Berrien County's Rebel Regiment Showcase, Lowndes County Battle on the Border, and Ware County Sound of Gold Marching Championships. And I'm going to let Mr. Jackson tell you more, any accolades from these competitions that he wants to, but I just want to say, when you compete and you're the best in your class, that is awesome, because you're the best of those size bands that are there. But when you go to these competitions and you're competing against schools 2 and 3 times larger than us, and you come in second out of all those bands there, that is something to be proud of. So I'm going to give that is exactly what happened at Ware County Sound of Gold Marching Championship. So, Mr. Noah Jackson, if you'll come up, I'm going to present you with a certificate.
Miss Kathy's got it. I'll share with you. All right. Yay.
Go ahead and have Mr. Olina Ray signs, our other band director at the middle school, and assistant to the high school. Thank you for all you do.
Yay.
We have Mr. Mike Carter here, our sixth grade band teacher. Okay, all right. And, Mr. Jackson, you go ahead and tell us what you want to tell us. I believe we have some certificates for band students as well.
So yeah, like Dr. Morgan said, we competed in 3 competitions this year. We started this year not really knowing what to expect. The first thing I'll say is this band is really young. Of the 74 kids, 25 are first-year marchers. So we're returning a good chunk of the band next year. That's really young. But yeah, so we started in June. We had one day a week to work on music, and the guard would go outside, do flags, the drum line will work on their stuff. July, we had percussion auxiliary camp. That's 3 days. We get people to come in and help us. We do drumline, auxiliary, and then we have 2 full weeks. A lot of bands around here only do 1 week. We do 2 full weeks, 12-hour days. So that's brutal, especially when the wet bowl is, at peak capacity every single day. So we're grinding. We went to Berrien County, and like Dr. Morgan was saying, we competed against Lowndes County, Ware County, Lanier, and Pike counties, to name a few. The band won best in class in all categories: drum major, color guard, percussion, and band. We received superiors. That's the highest rating you can get. And again, when you finish best in class, you beat everybody your size. And not only did the band win, but our auxiliary students, they beat everybody. Our drumline, our pit, they beat everybody. And our drum major beat all the drum majors in that class. So, and the only band that got us at that one is a band that had 412 kids. So I tell the kids we really won, because it's not a fair competition. And then we went to, that was Lowndes County. Then we went to Lowndes County and competed in the competition they host. We competed against 18 other schools. I'll name a few of those: Jeff Davis, Fernandina Beach, Wayne, Appling, Yulee, Berrien, and others from Georgia, some from Alabama, some from Florida. This competition is a tough one. The judging is very artsy. They look for a lot of different things than some of the other competitions around here. But one of the unique things about this competition is the prelims finals format. Meaning everyone performs once, and if the band scores in the top 8 of all 18 schools, they get an opportunity to perform again for a finals performance. We did well enough to where we beat every band our size and smaller, to where we earned a spot in the finals, which is a big deal. When I was in high school, we never made it. We went 3 times, 3 times, and we never made it. So I was really proud of the kids for that. We finished well, but we beat every band our size or smaller. And then what we're really proud of is the Ware County Sound and Gold marching competition. We compete against 18 schools again. Those are maxed out competitions, including ECI, Worth County, Hilliard, Madison County, Sumter County, Fernandina, Vidalia, South Effingham, Mary Persons, Brunswick, Tift, Appling, Perry, Veterans, Wayne, and Camden. That's several. From a top to bottom contest, this was daunting, and our little band went in prepared to impress. We went in stress-free, and we were just going to have a good time. We didn't go in with any stress. We had already done what we wanted to do for the year. We made finals. We beat Ware County once. We were good. We were satisfied. But I don't think the kids quite were. We received straight superiors in all categories: band, color guard, field percussion, pit percussion, and drum major. The band received first place in drum major, percussion, and color guard. And we received first place in the green division. So at the Sound and Gold, they do different divisions. They do like the green division and the gold division. The green division are bands A to AAA, and we swept everything in that. So we beat everybody and everything, which is fantastic. The coolest part though, when they announced the final awards, when they announced the 5th place band, we were all like, I think it was Wayne County, we were all like, cool, we had a great year. Like, and then they kept going. And then they said veterans. And when I said veterans 4th, we were like, there was something that was like, that doesn't seem right. Then they said Appling 3rd. And we were still just kind of like, well, we've had a good year. Like, we weren't getting our hopes up because we've done that before. And if you haven't seen the video of the kids when they said 2nd place Brantley County, every single one of them on the field, their mouths were wide open. And the people giving awards had to go out there to them. So, anyways, we finished 2nd overall. We just about swept everything. And anyways, It's just a testament to these kids' hard work and all the other kids' hard work. It's a testament to Mr. Sines, our boosters. This group, these seniors, we could have a cry party again, but we're gonna miss these. So anyway, give another round of applause. First up, we're gonna recognize the ones that are here. Miss Cassidy Wood. Come on, Ben. Miss Anna Robertson. Lily Britt. Chance Salter. Brett Griffin and Bryce Griffin. Sam Wyatt Lunt. Mr. Bennett Williams. Elise Harrell. Seth Gower. Jesselyn King. And Alex Brown.
All right, guys, so we're gonna get y'all in there. That's good. And I got to say too, this was .56.
Yeah, we were within a point of winning the whole thing, but we're good. We're happy. Great job.
Okay, next up, we're gonna go ahead and recognize our SOAR awards, Soaring to Success Awards from Waynesville Primary School and Atkinson Elementary. So if I could have those principals, Dr. Thompson and Miss Clark. We'll do Waynesville Primary first.
Afternoon, I'm Adrian Thompson, principal at Waynesville Primary School, and I'd like to recognize two outstanding ladies. Get into this some more later when we talk about the school, but we've got a group that's been together for a very long time. And the first lady I'd like to recognize has kind of been with Waynesville since the beginning, over 20 years now. I think most of it, all of it in kindergarten, almost all of it, we'll just go with that. Has been doing a phenomenal job in kindergarten for years. In fact, there's a group of 5 ladies in kindergarten who've been together probably 20 years or so now, and she's kind of been the rock cornerstone of that for several years now. Excuse me. Just as steady as they come, just as a rock star teacher, day in and day out. You can count on her. Highly requested by parents, and rightfully so, because she is a phenomenal teacher. Always upbeat and positive. Definitely the kind of teacher that you would like to have your child in her class, and that teacher is Miss Kim Bennett. Next, we have a person who has really helped us out, not quite as long as Miss Dent, but for several years now in several capacities. She was a PTO, worked diligently with our PTO for years, did a great job there. Also was one of our #1 substitutes, and then we ended up just deciding to make it a permanent thing, so we hired her on there. She has been phenomenal. She's one of those people that, to be quite honest with you, and I've had to apologize to her sometimes I will strategically place her with strategically difficult challenges, because I know we need the best that we have there. She is the best. Also, she's kind of, if you've seen her around, you think, oh, she's kind of quiet, reserved. She's not. She's super sneaky. There's little things that happen all the time. Maybe I'll find like a bunch of cows and stuff hidden around my office. And I'll think, oh, I know exactly who to go ask. And she's also just a step ahead enough to not do it herself, but to have somebody else do it. So she can honestly say, no, it wasn't me. Why do you always accuse me? But anyway, she is a fantastic person. She makes it a fun place to work. She is also ultra reliable. You can always count on her. Again, she keeps everything upbeat and positive. It's Miss Amanda Coffey. On the side note, something else she mentioned to me earlier, she was like, hey, just out of curiosity, is it okay if I wear heels? I don't want to make you look. And I said, no, you wear flats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, our support staff member is not here tonight. We've had a little bug around our school, and our school counselor, Miss Sharon Brooker, is just, that's why she got this award. She touches every student in the building and every adult in the building, and unfortunately, she's not able to be here tonight. So she did say it is such an honor, but unfortunately, y'all would not want her to be here tonight. So, but I'm going to tell you, talk about Miss Brooker for a minute and tell you how I introduced the winner, how I introduced her, because it is a support person at our school, and I looked at the word support, and the definition of support is to bear all, part of, to hold things up. And you can't find a better person. She has worked in our school system for 25 years, and before that, she was at the GED Center, helping Miss Peggy Justice, if y'all remember her. And that is just what she does at Atkinson Elementary School, and what she's done for Brantley County Schools. She's been in our system a long time with many roles, and she is always bearing all for us and just holding us up. So when I looked at that definition to introduce her, her picture should be beside it. So when you see her out and about in the community, because you will see her, she supports middle school sports, big FFA, big 4-H supporter. So when you see her, please tell her just what a great job, and she's retiring this year actually, and just the dedication and service and support that that she has shown our kids and families is really amazing. So I hate it that she can't be here, so but maybe we can get her another time, or I know you'll see her. So I'll move on to our Teacher of the Year, and our Teacher of the Year is Miss Sarah Thompson. And how I described her when I introduced her as winner, and she's also System Teacher of the Year. But when I think of her, I think of the word there. I think of the word present. And I can't look at her because she's already getting teary-eyed. But we do something at our school. I come up with all these crazy words and mnemonics. And one thing that we've done since I've been there is WALDAT. What are we going to do about that? When we have a attendance issue, an academic issue, WALDAT. What are we going to do about that? And she is the epitome of WALDAT. She's there. Hey, Lexile scores are down. Let's do scripted lessons. Let's do Lexia. I think that'll work. Hey, literacy. We need to do something about literacy. She's right there. Hey, let's do literacy night. Let's get some teachers to show our parents some tips. She's there. If there's 2 or 3 late buses and nobody else wants to make eye contact with me when it's like, hey, who wants to stay for late buses? She's there. If there's an emergency, if there's something going on at our school, I look and she's right there. So that is why she is our Teacher of the Year and our System Teacher of the Year.
Morgan, I'd like to say this one, Dr. Morgan, this one does my heart good. I think she'll remember, when we lost Dylan in 2011, she was working at Honey Bun. She used to take care of me every day. It didn't matter if I went in there at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, as long as they was open, they could give me anything I wanted. And I usually went in there on purpose when there wasn't nobody there. And Janet would come by, and she became a close friend. I remember talking about going back to school, and I said, you got to go, because you'll never regret it. And once you've got it, they can never take it away from you. And I think she's, you know, a lot of people come out of high school, go to college, and it seems like the past, but some people have to work for it, and she worked extra hard, and I'm proud of it.
All right, I've also asked, Coach Cannon, if you would, since we're right there in the middle of switching from fall sports to winter sports, if he would just give us a little update, please. So Coach Cannon, come forward, please.
Thank you. Just briefly, wanted to just kind of run through some of our fall production out of our student athletes. Just starting with softball, our Lady Herons team finished 6-16 and 3-11 in the region this year. And you know, it was the first year in 9 seasons that they failed to make the playoffs. So it's been a heck of a run, and I know they're pretty excited to just be returning a core group of players, just graduating 2 seniors. And they did have some student athletes get on the all-region team. Brooklyn Wilds and Millie Chester, our first team all-region. Kelsey Bishop and Jaden Lewis, our second team all-region, and senior Ella Rollison was voted an honorable mention. So pretty impressive run these 9 years. So just graduating those 2 seniors, though, Millie and Ella, I know they're excited about what the future holds in the softball community. With cross country, all runners in both the boys and the girls teams recorded a personal best time at the region meet, and that's the time to do it. So when you get to the region, you know, you're really racing the clock, and when you get to that state meet, you're racing people. You know, you don't care what time it is, just trying to fight your way to a spot. So it was very impressive for both teams that competed in the region meet to turn in personal best, and that was every single runner that we had on the boys and girls team did that. Now, BCHS did have one state qualifier, and freshman Avery Cruz, who placed 5th with a time of 22:09 at the region meet, and she punched her ticket to the 2023 state championship in Carrollton. She ran on Saturday, November 4th, and she finished 61st out of 178 runners, which is outstanding. Bright future for her. We're excited what Coach Schumann and Coach Johns continue to do with our cross-country teams. In volleyball, the JV volleyball team went 7-11 and 4-4 against region opponents, which is a huge improvement. The varsity volleyball team was 9-25 and 3-5. They ended up 6 out of 8, where last year we were 8 out of 8. So Coach Melvin and Coach Allen continue to show growth and and improvement in that area. The girls worked extremely hard, showed grit and determination to continue improving. And they're all looking forward to the success of the future of the program, graduating 1 senior. We're sorry to see Brooke Morgan go, but she's really been a foundational part of building that program. And Brooke Morgan did make the first team for the all-region team, and on the second team was Rachel Cruz, Haley Popwell, and Olivia Whitehead. An honorable mention was Ayla Gerard and Amaya Coley. So we're pretty excited about the future of that program. And the last fall sport was football. We finished 5-5 and 2-4. It's back-to-back 5-win seasons for just the 8th time in program history. So that's 54 years. And it's just the 8th time that's happened. Our region was pretty stacked. We had the current number 1 team, the current number 2 team, and the current number 4 team, and all of AA in our region fighting for playoff spots. And that's unprecedented. I've been doing this 22 years and never even seen that. So it was pretty interesting to see some outstanding competition week in and week out. But as expected, our boys fought hard. They never quit. And our coaching staff's going to continue to work hard to help us capitalize off of that success and build on it. And we look forward to more on-the-field success in the future. Our all-region team will come out after Thanksgiving. It's been voted on and whatnot, but as a region, coaches like to limit their distractions while they're still competing in the playoffs, and so we don't release those teams until then. Looking forward to the winter. We've got basketball and wrestling are really rolling. Coach Thomas with our girls' basketball program. They've been practicing and working. Coach Heron with our boys' basketball program. And then, of course, our wrestling program is really looking forward to high expectations and having a great winter. In our office in the athletic department, it's important right now that we're just staying on top of transportation and eligibility and getting our student athletes what they need to be successful. So if you got any questions,
I got a question there,
Yes, sir.
or not a question, but a statement on the softball. I believe, was it just about everybody on our side of the region went to the Elite Eight, the state playoffs? You had Appleton winning it.
Yeah, Appleton won the state
You
championship.
had Vidalia there, you had Toombs there, all those are in our region.
That's
and
right.
stuff. So it's a very tough region in those sports.
Sure enough. And again, 63 and 48 in the region play in the last 9 years, 8 playoff appearances. That's a Final Four, 3 Sweet 16s, and 4 first-round showings. And continues to be a very successful program for us. All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much. All right, now we're ready to hear our school updates for tonight. So we've got Waynesville Primary School and Atkinson Elementary School. Both will be presenting. So we will begin with WPS with Dr. Thompson and Ms. Green.
Well, we're back again, Adrian Thompson, principal, Waynesville Primary School.
I'm Amber Green, I'm the assistant principal.
And if you'll go ahead and jump to that first slide, please. Just a few things, 456 students there, you see our number breakdown. We are pre-K through 3rd grade. We are on the grow again. We're about 20 students more than we were last year, so students are always good for business. We like to see them. If you'll flip to the next one, please. Faculty and staff, and I did mention this earlier, we'll go through this real quick, but one thing that I do think is special about our staff is some, 20-something years ago, when our school was founded, it was with a lot of young teachers. And what that means is we've had a core group of people that have been together now for over 20 years, and it's just kind of an oddity to be sort of in the same spot. There was one year that I think we had 6 or 7 people pregnant at one time. But one of the things from having that, you really have a tight-knit group of people. And I don't like to throw the work term, family around too loosely, but it really is. When you're around that same group of people, 190 days every year, 8 hours a day, working on the same job, just trying to educate those, students as best we can. And you're in close quarters like that, you really build some tight relationships. And anyway, I just think we're unique in that sense, and that's one of the things that make it special to work at Waynesville. And I'll say this little side note too, we have very little turnover, and most of the people when they leave, some of them try to come back. And we let most of them come back. Sometimes let them sweat it out a little bit, but we're glad to have them back. They are family. But anyway, it's a good place to work and a great place to go to school. 33 teachers, 15 paraprofessionals, 2 administrators. Also, happen to believe that I've got one of the best assistant principals around. Miss Green is, anytime that I'm not there, you never have to think about it. And no, she's got it. And it's not just, it's certainly true of Miss Green, but it's really our staff in general. In fact, Miss Green, neither one of us missed very much, but we both got knocked out with COVID at the same time a couple of years ago. And I just remember the comment being made by Dr. Morgan and Miss Gill and some of the others that was like, well, that place just clicks along just fine without you. Which can go both ways. That means our folks can be relied on. They do a good job. They don't need they don't necessarily need anybody. They do it because it's the right thing to do, not because somebody's twisting their arm to do it. And then also too, we do have 2 student teachers right now, so we do have some up and comers as well. And we also have 8 staff that are working on college courses and trying to further their education as well.
All right. So one of the things that we really work with our students, let me get to the microphone, sorry. One of the things we really work with our students on is our Eagle Code. We want our students to be positive, to be respectful, and be responsible. And we try to throw everything that they're doing back to our Eagle Code, and I think we've got the greatest group of students around, and they do a great job with that. The next slide. All right, so one of the things that we wanted to share with you guys is just the really intentional time that we're spending to build our literacy blocks. I don't know if you've been hearing the rumors, but Waynesville kids are really meeting and exceeding the mark on their literacy scores. And so that has a lot to do with the state Georgia Department of Education's guidance in the science of reading and the intentional inclusion of all of the different components in the science of reading in our literacy blocks. And we have provided the ample time for our teachers to be able to give the children the support and the strategies that they need to become successful in lifelong learners and readers. And so some of the programs that we're using have been granted through different initiatives in funding and budgeting, and also the board's very kind generosity in allowing us to reach out and to go on some of the cutting edge technology and some of the cutting edge programs. For example, right now, our school is the only school in our system using HMH into reading, and it comes highly recommended by the Georgia Department of Education, and our children are really blowing it out of the water. You're able to see the growth. And of course, we're using programs like Heggerty to build their phonemic awareness skills, and Saxon to build their phonics skills. And then we are also working with some of the high-level interventions to come in when the children don't quite make their marks, so we can fill those gaps and get them to where they need to be. And so our next slide is going to show some of these different components in action. You can see the children reading independently through the Growing Readers program. You can see the teachers building some of those phonics skills, some of those alphabet knowledge skills. And then you see children really working on the writing and making certain that they can develop their trains of thought, that they can sell their opinions, that they really are masters of their craft in language. And then we set high bars for our children. We set high bars because they can achieve them. And so that dark picture at the bottom is one of our opportunities to reward their literacy efforts. And it's dark because the gym was dark because they earned a glow party. And this is just one particular group of children. Many children exceeded that mark, but they've got little glow necklaces and bracelets, and they got to kind of do all kinds of black light sort of situations, and they enjoyed it so much that we're making that a goal for the second 9 weeks as well, because they want to do it. So let's let them work for what they like. Likewise, we're working on their numeracy skills. We want them to be very strong in their math skills as well. So you get to see some of the things that the children are working on, some of the ways that they're using technology, some of the ways that they're using just the old school paper and pencil, and that they're working with partners and they're using manipulatives to just view the concept on paper, but to view the concept in action.
And then that last 30 minutes of the day when we're not teaching reading and math, and mostly reading, we also do some science and social studies activities and try to keep things hands-on as possible. If you look there, that's in second grade, the Regions of Georgia, that the map there is a large map. Doesn't really do it justice. It's about close to the size of the wall there that kids created in the classroom. And then if you'll play that video on the right in just a second, at the right top, after doing the climate and weather, after studying that unit for a while, one of the perks of being in our location is we share a yard, a fence with the volunteer fire department. And sometimes on field days and things like that, it can work out to your advantage. Or if you're finishing your weather unit and maybe you let the kids take 30 minutes and collect a bunch of cardboard boxes and let them build a house out of it, and then you kind of do your mock hurricane scenario where they come in with the fire hose and the big fans and that kind of stuff. That's some of the experiences that kids will that they remember and stick with them. And sometimes it's okay just to take a little bit of time and just make learning fun and make some memories for those kids. If you want to play that little top right video there for a second. And we're going to actually stop it toward the end because I guess a lot of the kids were surprised that their cardboard house is getting hauled up, and they were actually a little sad about it. We also had, from Okefenokee, had some folks come in and show some alligators that they come out to our outdoor classroom each year. Again, just to kind of bring in some stuff from the outside. You know, one disadvantage we have is, you know, we're kind of far away from a lot of things. So it is nice, and we appreciate partnerships like that where they will come in and bring, you know, just interesting things that our kids may not be able to see anywhere else. And of course, everybody loves Oreos, and then we can tie in some moon phases with that too. That's just double nice. We'll go to our next slide, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can go back and play that video. I missed that one. That's them presenting their Georgia region. And then just sort of the team effort that we have in, you know, trying to bring our community in and help our students. You can see there's some pictures from our curriculum night. You can see in the top left-hand corner there. We converted over to this format. It's more like a fair style. You'll have different grade levels set up, and they may be doing things like reading fluencies, or study habits, or you know, explaining AR, different things like that. And then a parent can go around with their child, and they can choose the things that are most relevant to them. So that's what you see up there in that top left-hand corner. You also see in the top center there, we do bring in some community partners. That's someone from Unison here that's also offering some resources to parents as well. Our next slide, please. And then, you know, for a long time, you know, COVID just kind of messed up a lot of things, and one of those things was our PTO and just sort of limiting outside engagement in general, but we were able to get that going again this past year. Very active group. They've really hit the ground running. If you'll see in the top left-hand corner there, our bingo night. You can even see some of our PTO parents, their kids, advertising at card drop-off, the bottom left there. One of the things we do, if you've never been to our Halloween bashes that we do, and it's where we open it up to the you know, the community and do trick-or-treating there. It is huge, and it is always a huge turnout. You can't really make sense of it from that bottom right picture, but that's the line to go into the building. It's probably, that line's got, it's close to 100 yards long. And it's just, you know, when you're giving out candy, it's 45 minutes of nonstop handing out candy as fast as you can, which requires a lot of candy, which is why you see the little guy on the right there. That's the candy monster that the PTO officers put together, and our kids will make candy donations there. But that is definitely something that our community really enjoys, and we were excited to get that going again this year.
I've said before, Dr. Thompson, if someone doesn't like a crowd, then they do not need to go to any of the parent nights, like bingo night or anything at Waynesville Primary or Atkinson Elementary, because the community and the parent support, they turn out, and it's really a fabulous events, as you can see from those pictures. So.
Okay. Next slide, please. And then, of course, I think all those things, you know, tie together. I think, you know, the community involvement, fantastic teachers and support staff, the resources that we've been able to provide, professional development that we've been able to provide for teachers over the past few years. You put all those things together, and the result is just, we're doing really well. You know, student excellence and student achievement, and of course we were really excited to be named Title I Distinguished School this year. And
Well
I'm just
deserved.
really proud of all of our staff.
What's the steps you take to get your child into that school now?
You just drive that way.
And we've got
One more slide.
We thought we'd end with
Something
recent
cute, yes.
cuteness, so you want to play this last
It's
little
from
bit
our
for them?
Veterans Day program Friday.
Awesome. Thank you. Great job, WPS. Dr. Thompson.
All right. Okay, we're ready, Ms. Clark?
Would you like to?
Yes, and Ms. Griffin.
Hello, my name is Tina Clark, and I'm the principal at Atkinson Elementary School. This is my wonderful assistant principal, Eileen Griffin, and I do want to make 2 shout-outs before I get started with our presentation. This is success as an educator when you come to a board meeting or just when you're around the county and you see former students being recognized, and I know y'all feel the same way, so shout out to y'all. I see some former wolves over there, and it's just exciting to see. And also, we work closely. This is I call them our sister school, but it offended Dr. T. Why can't we be the brother school? Actually, there's a feeder school, and we pride ourselves on being the east side. The 2 of us always talk about that hashtag east side because I may be biased, which I think we have a wonderful county. I was raised here, went to school here, and
I've worked all over the county.
yeah, I did. And I just, shout out to the east side. I think that, a little biased, but I think it's wonderful to see what they're doing there as well. But I do want to just say a little bit. I have the gift of gab, and sometimes that's a strength, and sometimes it's a weakness. So I have a video to show. So we won't be here all night. What we're going to do is just show us a glimpse of what goes on, and we deem our school as a little slice of heaven, or I like to say the hidden gem. If you happen to be going to Waverly, a lot of people aren't, but don't blink that that's where we are. And we're a small school. We're nestled right there in the middle of nowhere, but I think that I like to use the word family. One pack, that's what our theme is this year. Wolf Nation, one pack, one family. We're united as one, and we have one hall. We're small, like 265 to 70 students on a good day, 50 faculty staff members on a good day. That's including like some lunchroom workers, bus drivers, and I think that's the key sometimes to the positive family culture that we have at our school. So we have one hall, and I say that's where the magic happens. So this is a short video about the magic happening at Atkinson Elementary School, and then the real superstars, that's why I didn't want to take up a lot of time talking, are our wolves. I call them baby wolves sometimes, but our wolf pack. So actually, I hope they steal the show because they have some good stuff that they'd like to share. The magic that happens at Atkinson Elementary School. So if you will, Ms. Play our glimpse into Atkinson Elementary School. gonna turn it over to some of our students and let them showcase some of the amazing things that are happening at Atkinson. First up, we have, one of our fourth graders, Miss Abby Drawdy. She did a wonderful writing. Bring her writing. You got it? Come on. Would like to share her Veterans Day writing that she wrote for us recently. You said my whole
Veterans Day is a time of the year when we the people honor our military veterans, the United States Armed Forces. The day of Veterans Day is November 11th. Veterans Day started as a railroad car with a document to end the war and all wars. 1 year later, President Woodrow Wilson decreed that Americans should observe a moment of silence at 11 a.m. to remember the armistice and to embrace the peace. Each Veterans Day, a wreath is laid on the Black Granite Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C. What we now call Veterans Day used to be known as Armistice Day. World War I was supposed to be the war that ended all wars. After the armistice had been signed, Australian writer George Honey had a plan. He suggested that people worldwide spend 2 minutes of silence remembering the soldiers killed in action. Vietnam Veterans Memorial lists the names of nearly 60,000 American soldiers who died in the Vietnam War. I have a retired veteran in my family that served in the Navy. His name is James Maines. He inspires me to be as strong as possible even when tough times roll around. I know my papa gave 100% all the time. It's hard to think that all those unknown people with families passed away during the war. To think that one of those people could have been my papa would just absolutely break my heart. I love him with all my heart, and to see him happy and healthy is really awesome.
Next up, I have some sixth graders. Our sixth grade ELA teacher, Miss Hernanda Abel, challenges the students each year to think about what Atkinson means to them, what Brantley County means to them. And 2 of our students are coming in today, Miss Samara Addis and Sydney Harrelson. Ladies, you can come up. And they have some amazing things to share. About Atkinson.
Atkinson Elementary means to me the place where I feel close to my friends. It's my second home. It has loving teachers, students, and parents. They make me feel welcome and loved. Brantley County means to me the place I will always love, and it will always be a big part in my life. I love our small town where you can walk by somebody in the grocery store and spend an hour catching up with them. It's the place where I live now and I hope to always live. It's the place where my heart is. My aspirations for the future are to go to Coastal College and get a degree in teaching. I want to be a first grade teacher. I want to be a teacher because they play very important roles in kids' lives. They shape children into the adults they will become. I hope to contribute to our community by going to Coastal College and getting a degree in teaching. Children to work hard and have integrity. I hope to teach a generation put in effort and tell the truth. I also want to meet new people and hang out with old friends. Atkinson Elementary School means more to me than any school. It is the place where I belong. Atkinson Elementary School is a sacred place for lots of kids. When it was my first day of 4th grade, I felt like it was just going to be another school year, but I was so wrong. In the past, I had struggled to be my best self, but Atkinson Elementary School helped me be to be the best person I can be. Brantley County School means so much to me that I can't even explain it. Brantley County is where I grew up, but it's the place and community where the future grows. Brantley County is the place where I will raise my future kids, in a place where kids and adults were raised to respect and love each other. My aspiration for the future is to be a teacher. For the longest time, I didn't want to be a teacher, but I always wanted to do something that includes kids. Atkinson Elementary School is the reason that I want to be a teacher, because when I walk around the school, I see so many teachers that are willing to help their students. And this is why Atkinson Elementary School is the place for me.
We have one more student that would like to come up and share something. In 6th grade, Miss Kate Melvin is known for innovative teaching practices and coming up with different ideas. And she came across this program called the Walking Classroom. And this has taken on like wildfire, and the students love it. So Ms. Delilah Smith, if you'll come up, please.
Hi, my name is Alice, and I'm in sixth grade at Atkins Elementary School. We do walking classroom once a week. When we get to class, we get a walk kit like this. When we put our headsets in and switch to the podcast number of the day. Then we walk around the track or in the halls listening to a podcast. The podcast has students like me in sixth grade talking with their teacher about a lesson we would normally sit in class and learn. As they talk about a topic, they also explain character, values, and healthy living, which is super cool because it ties every lesson back to how I can be my best self. The point of walking classroom is to get up and out of the classroom and exercise while learning. My favorite part about walking classroom is that we are able to get up and move while we listen. Sometimes it's really hard to sit in class and listen, but when I'm up and moving, I can focus and learn a lot more. Last week we were talking about Veterans Day coming up, so we listened to a podcast about the Star Spangled Banner. But my favorite podcast we had listened to was about a geologist studying volcanoes and explaining how they test lava and learn about the layers of Earth. The walking classroom is really fun and teaches me a lot of new information.
Thank you. And I don't know if you could hear, it's funny how I was saying they didn't need microphones because these girls are not quiet. Cool. But I do want to just finish also by pointing Ms. Moran Abel is here today, and she is really good with her assignments, like what Atkinson means to me, and she also was featured in our video where at our literacy night we try to model and show parents some good reading tips at home, and she's always excited and to share that and be our model, and she does a good job at that. And also, if y'all are ever in the area, board members, we appreciate everything that y'all do for us and the support. The community, the parents, I think that we're a pretty special place when we have community nights. If we need anything, our parents are really wonderful to work with. And if y'all are in the area, stop by. If y'all want to check out some stuff, we're there, and come visit us. So Veterans Day also, like our page on Facebook, we really try to put a lot of things that we do on the school. We had a very special Veterans Day program where we do like a celebration walk, and look at our video at the very end. It's very touching. I don't know if y'all saw that, but it will be very difficult to not shed a tear. It was just very special. So thank y'all. Thank you for your support, and that is it for Atkinson.
Thank you so much. Well, Madam Chair, that concludes our superintendent's update. I will say I think that was my favorite hour of the whole day. So it's been great to be able to celebrate what our band students have achieved and the great things going on at both Waynesville Primary School and Atkinson Elementary School. We're going to be featuring a school or two each board meeting until we cover all 7, and I think that these 2 schools did a fabulous job tonight.
Great job.
Great job.
Mr. Cliff at this time is going to go over a section of our norms and protocol just for a few minutes. It's something that this board has put together, and it's checks and balance and guidelines for us to keep ourselves accountable with code of ethics and just our moral behavior in the community. Mr. Cliff?
So our topic this month is school visits. Board members will make arrangements with the superintendent prior to a school visit. Board members will follow visitor sign-in procedures, be respectful of staff's time, and maintain professional conduct. Board members do not interfere with the school's day-to-day operations, and board members do not observe or supervise employees.
Thank you. At this time, we'll take a 2-minute break. All are welcome to stay, but if you'd like to go home, have some supper, or read a book with your family, or just have some quality time, please do so. Thank you all for coming tonight. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'd like to call this meeting back into order, please. At this time, is there any public participation? And if so, if you'll please state your name, you've got 5 minutes, please.
Thank you. My name is Brenda Jones. One thing I wanted to share with the board is the fact that I serve on the child class at the high school. And we had a meeting a month or so ago, and I just want to stress again that that room is not big enough. I know that they gave some storage to her, but it is not big enough. The advisory committee all agreed that it was not, and I hope that y'all will try to find her something a little bigger, since she's no longer in the vocation building. Another thing, years ago, they used to have where she could take her class and work in the different schools with like pre-K, and I would like to see that again, if at all possible, because I think that would be a really good learning experience for these kids to go and work in the different schools like they did before. That was another thing that was brought up in the meeting, and that we would like to see, not only maybe working in the pre-K, but maybe the other classrooms that need help during the day, like maybe a class that doesn't have a parapro, maybe they could go in there and work. Another thing I would like to say is I want to give a shout out to Dawn Waters Gibson. She is doing a wonderful job with pre-K. She has accumulated different grants, worked on grants, different things. She's had a wonderful program with her summer school, and she is really moving this program forward. And I really appreciate what she is doing, not only for the pre-K kids, but I believe the birth through 5. Is that correct? Dr. Morgan? She birth through 5. And she is doing a wonderful job, and I would just like to say that I appreciate everything she does. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, now we'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Did anyone have any additions to the agenda? If not hearing any, may I have a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second the agenda.
Thank you. Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes. Next will be the disposition of the minutes. Is there any correction that anyone came up with for the minutes? Hearing none, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes. The monthly financial reports. May I have a motion to approve the financial reports?
I'll make a motion to approve the financial reports.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes. I'm going to give a shout out to the SPLOST report. Local SPLOST that was spent was $157,320.02. The tax collected for car tags was $82,342.01 for a grand total of $239,662.03. And a big shout out to everybody out there on the web, shop local. We've got Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving coming up. We've got lots and lots of boutiques from one end to the other end. We've got 2 big grocery stores and our dollar markets. So keep your money local. And remember your online orders count too. We get a percentage for that, so you may shop online. Thank you.
She gets 10% from Walmart. 10% off.
Thank you. And then now I'll turn it over to Dr. Morgan for the action items.
Yes, ma'am. We only have 2 action items tonight. The first one is I recommend to approve the overnight spring band trip as presented.
We hear the superintendent's recommendation. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the overnight spring band trip.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Is
Yes.
that all 450 of them?
So at the, during the summer, we approved a long list of overnight field trips that we knew about at that time. And just like some fundraisers pop up during the year, sometimes you have some trips that pop up during the year. So this is a trip that's been added to that list that we would ask you guys to approve.
Okay. Any others? Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes.
The next action item, I recommend to approve the quote from I3 Verticals for the SRO reporting system for a base price of $4,000 and then a continual subscription of $825 a month.
We hear the superintendent's recommendation. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation from I3 Verticals for SRO reporting system.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion, please.
Yes, ma'am, this is a reporting system for our school police. The same, similar to what the sheriff's office uses, Hoboken Police uses, and it's just got to the point where we need to be able to have our own and not be, going back into the sheriff's office during the day when we need to make our reports.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes. May we have our person next week passed out, please?
Yes, I don't.
No, we're not gonna go into executive session. Let's go. Thank you.
I'd like to ask the board to accept the following recommendations for hire. Karina Renfro, paraprofessional at the Hunt Elementary School. Nikki Allen, paraprofessional at Brantley County Middle School. And Hannah Stevens, CTA secretary at Brantley County High School.
We hear the superintendent's recommendations. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation for hire.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes.
I'd also like to ask the board to approve the following athletic addendums. Jay Edwards, assistant wrestling coach at Brantley County Middle School. Daniel Whipple, head baseball coach at Brantley County Middle School. Aaron Beck, head wrestling coach at Brantley County High School. Jenny Shelton, varsity wrestling assistant at Brantley County High School. Blake Willis, varsity assistant baseball community coach. Andrew Ravallo, varsity boys soccer assistant community coach.
We hear the superintendent's recommendation for addendums. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the athletic addendums as presented.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes. I'd like to wish everybody a blessed Thanksgiving and have wonderful holidays and a nice time off and stay safe. And may I, anybody else?
Just make sure you shop local.
Shop local. And may I have a vote, need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Ms. Kathy?
Yes.
Mr. Mike?
Yes.
Mr. David?
Yes.
Mr. Cliff?
Yes.
Teresa votes yes.